Have you ever noticed that the way you walk has changed over the years? Maybe you take shorter steps now, or you find yourself feeling a little less steady when you get up from a chair. Some people start shuffling their feet or leaning to one side without realizing it. Most of us assume it's just part of aging. But what if part of the answer is in your kitchen? The food you eat every day might be playing a bigger role in how you walk than you think. Your legs, your balance, even your posture are all affected by the nutrients, or lack of nutrients, you give your body. And the truth is, a poor diet can quietly weaken your muscles, stiffen your joints, and slow your reflexes. Over time, this leads to a higher risk of falling, losing independence, and even serious injury. But there's good news. The right foods can help reverse that decline. In this video, we're going to look at how nutrition affects the way you walk, especially after age 60. You'll learn how skipping meals, lacking protein, or eating too much sugar might be causing your legs to feel tired and unstable, and what simple foods can help you regain strength, balance, and confidence with every step. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks, everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, protein deficiency, the hidden thief of leg strength. Marjorie, a 79-year-old grandmother of 5, used to walk to the nearby park every morning without thinking twice. But over the past year, she noticed something unsettling. Getting up from her recliner took more effort, and climbing even a few stairs left her legs trembling. Her doctor didn't find any major medical issues but asked a simple question. How much protein are you eating each day? Marjorie hesitated. She admitted that her meals were usually light. Toast for breakfast, maybe a small salad for lunch, and a little soup for dinner. She'd unknowingly fallen into the pattern many older adults face, eating too little protein to keep their muscles strong. Protein is essential at any age, but it becomes absolutely critical after 60. As we grow older, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we eat to build and repair muscle. This means seniors need more protein, not less, to maintain strength, especially in the legs and core. Without it, the body begins to break down muscle tissue to meet its needs, leading to a condition called sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. The early signs are subtle: legs that feel tired faster, a slower walking pace, trouble standing without using your hands. Left unchecked, it can progress into serious weakness, increasing the risk of falls and robbing you of your independence. The good news is that preventing muscle loss is possible, starting with what's on your plate. Experts recommend that older adults aim for around 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, spaced throughout the day. But many seniors eat most of their protein at dinner, leaving breakfast and lunch lacking. That's why it's important to include protein-rich foods in every meal. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, lentils, chicken, turkey, fish, and even tofu are excellent sources. If chewing is difficult, soft proteins like scrambled eggs or protein smoothies can help. For those with smaller appetites, adding a scoop of unflavored protein powder to oatmeal or soup can boost intake without changing the taste. When Marjorie began including more protein in her day, 2 eggs for breakfast, tuna salad at lunch, and grilled chicken with dinner, she started to feel more steady. After 2 months, she was walking around the park again, slowly but confidently. Her story's not unique. Many older adults regain strength simply by giving their muscles the fuel they've been missing. So ask yourself, are your meals giving your legs what they need to stay strong? Weakness isn't just age. It's often a sign that your body's underfed. And the first step to walking better could be as simple as adding more protein to your plate. In the next section, we'll explore a habit many seniors fall into without realizing it, one that silently drains your energy and balance throughout the day. Number 2, skipping meals, a dangerous habit for balance and energy. Walter, a 74-year-old retired postman, never thought of himself as someone who skipped meals. But when his daughter asked about his eating habits, he realized breakfast often consisted of just coffee, and lunch was usually delayed or skipped altogether. "I just don't feel hungry like I used to," he said. It wasn't until he experienced a dizzy spell while stepping off a curb that he began to take it seriously. His doctor explained that skipping meals, especially for older adults, can disrupt blood sugar levels, drain energy, and lead to poor balance and coordination. Walter had always been steady on his feet, but now he was wobbling through the grocery store and feeling unsure walking to the mailbox. He didn't know that simply missing meals could have such a direct impact on how he walked. As we age, our appetite often decreases due to changes in metabolism, medication side effects, or simply eating alone. While this might seem harmless, it can create dangerous gaps in nutrition. Skipping meals deprives your body of steady fuel, especially glucose, which your brain and muscles rely on for energy. When blood sugar drops, you may feel lightheaded, fatigued, or mentally foggy. These symptoms don't just affect your mood, they affect your movement. Unstable blood sugar levels can cause slower reaction times, hesitation in your step, or even misjudging distances. This increases the risk of tripping or falling, especially when walking on uneven surfaces or climbing stairs. The impact on your legs can also be subtle but serious. Muscles require regular nourishment to maintain their strength and function. When meals are missed, the body may start breaking down muscle tissue to create energy, especially if protein intake is already low. Over time, this leads to weaker legs, slower strides, and the feeling that walking takes more effort than it should. For seniors like Walter, the solution wasn't complicated. He began eating a small but consistent breakfast, such as Greek yogurt with fruit or oatmeal with chia seeds. He kept easy-to-grab snacks around the house, boiled eggs, peanut butter on crackers, or even a protein shake in the fridge. The goal wasn't to eat big meals, but to eat regularly, fueling his body throughout the day. After just a few weeks, Walter noticed he had more energy during his daily walk, his legs felt steadier, and he no longer had that lightheaded feeling when standing up. It's important to remember that food is not just about calories. It's about stability, confidence, and safety. If you or someone you love is skipping meals, it may seem like a small habit, but it can have big consequences for how you move. The next time you feel wobbly or weak, don't just look at your feet, look at your fork. Coming up next, we'll look at another common part of the senior diet that could be sabotaging your balance and energy, especially if you have a sweet tooth. Number 3, sugar overload. How sweets sabotage your stability. Eleanor, a sweet 81-year-old widow, loved to treat herself to cookies in the afternoon and a slice of pie after dinner. "I've earned a little sweetness," she'd say with a smile. But over time, she began to feel more off balance. Her hands trembled a bit when pouring tea, and she once stumbled while walking from the kitchen to the living room. At first, she thought it was just age, but during a routine checkup, her doctor asked about her diet and gently explained that high sugar intake might be affecting more than her waistline. It could be interfering with her nerves, her energy, and even the way she walked. Excess sugar, especially from processed foods and refined carbohydrates, causes a sharp spike in blood sugar, followed by a dramatic crash. These fluctuations can leave you feeling shaky, lightheaded, and fatigued, which directly impacts how you move. When your body is riding a sugar roller coaster, your muscles don't get consistent fuel, and your brain doesn't receive steady signals for balance. The result? You may feel unsteady, hesitant with your steps, or like your legs give out at the wrong moment. For seniors, the danger is even greater. Many older adults have slower digestion and reduced insulin sensitivity, meaning their bodies are less able to handle sugar spikes. In people with diabetes or prediabetes, high sugar levels can also damage the nerves in the feet and legs, a condition called peripheral neuropathy. This causes numbness, tingling, and a loss of sensation, making it harder to know where your feet are as you walk. The risk of falls increases even in familiar places like your kitchen or hallway. But the good news is, cutting back on sugar doesn't mean cutting out joy. Eleanor began by swapping her afternoon cookie for a handful of blueberries and a few almonds. She replaced sugary cereal with oatmeal and cinnamon, and instead of soda, she started drinking sparkling water with lemon. The changes were small, but they added up. Within a month, her energy became more stable throughout the day, and her wobbly steps began to feel more secure. She even started doing short walks around her block again, with confidence. Your legs, nerves, and balance all rely on steady, nourishing fuel. Too much sugar disrupts that balance, quietly weakening your stability over time. It may feel like a small indulgence, but for older adults, sugary habits can quickly turn into serious mobility problems. So take a moment to think about your daily snacks and drinks. Are they helping your body stay strong, or are they silently stealing your balance? Up next, we'll explore the vital nutrients that protect your bones and posture with every single step you take, and how missing them can make each walk feel heavier than it should. Number 4. Vitamin D and calcium, the bones behind every step. Thomas, an 82-year-old retired mechanic, had always been proud of his sturdy frame and steady stride. But after a minor fall in his garden left him with a hairline fracture in his hip, everything changed. His doctor didn't just treat the injury, he asked about Thomas's diet. Thomas admitted that he didn't drink milk anymore, rarely ate dairy, and didn't go outside much. The doctor shook his head gently and said, "Your bones need more than luck. They need support." That's when Thomas learned the importance of calcium and vitamin D, not just for bone strength, but for the way he walked every day. As we age, our bones naturally lose density. Without enough calcium, bones become porous, brittle, and more likely to break, even from a simple stumble. But calcium doesn't work alone. It needs vitamin D to be absorbed and used effectively in the body. Vitamin D also plays a key role in muscle function and balance. Low levels of this crucial vitamin have been linked to increased falls, slower walking speed, and difficulty rising from a chair. Unfortunately, vitamin D deficiency is very common in older adults, especially those who spend less time in the sun or have darker skin tones. Calcium-rich foods include dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese, as well as leafy greens such as collard greens and bok choy. But without vitamin D, much of that calcium goes to waste. Vitamin D is found in fatty fish like salmon, egg yolks, and fortified foods such as certain cereals and plant-based milks. While sunshine is a great source, many seniors don't get enough sun exposure to maintain healthy levels, especially during colder months or if they're mostly indoors. When Thomas began including fortified milk in his breakfast cereal and added grilled salmon to his dinner rotation, he noticed something remarkable. He didn't feel as stiff getting out of bed, and his posture improved. He also started taking short walks in the morning sun, not just for fresh air, but to help his body produce more natural vitamin D. Within a few months, he felt stronger, steadier, and less fearful of falling. Your bones are the foundation of every step you take. Weak bones don't just break easily, they change the way you move. You may unconsciously shorten your stride, lean forward, or favor one leg over another, which increases your fall risk and puts strain on your joints. But by giving your body enough calcium and vitamin D, you support both the structure and function of your lower body. So ask yourself, are your meals and lifestyle helping to build stronger bones, or silently weakening them? The good news is, it's never too late to start. In the next section, we'll uncover the nutrients that keep your nervous system sharp and your movement smooth. Nutrients that many seniors are missing without even knowing it. Number 5. Magnesium and B vitamins, the unsung heroes of coordination. Lucille, a 77-year-old former school teacher, was known in her family for her graceful way of moving. Never rushed, always steady. But over time, her confidence began to fade. She'd catch herself hesitating before stepping off curbs or stumbling when changing direction. She didn't feel dizzy, but something felt off. At first, she blamed her shoes, then maybe her knees. But her physical therapist offered another explanation. Her nervous system might not be getting the nutrients it needs to keep her body in sync. After some simple blood tests, Lucille discovered she was low in magnesium and several B vitamins, nutrients she'd barely thought about before. What many people don't realize is that muscle strength and coordination aren't just about the muscles themselves. They rely heavily on your nervous system, which controls how your body moves. Every step you take is the result of electrical signals sent from your brain to your legs and feet. And those signals depend on nutrients like magnesium, vitamin B6, B12, and folate. Without enough of these, signals become slower, weaker, or confused, leading to unsteady steps, trembling, or delayed reactions that make walking feel unsafe. Magnesium is essential for muscle contraction and nerve transmission. Without it, muscles can cramp or feel weak, and nerves may not fire properly. Many older adults don't get enough magnesium because they eat fewer nuts, seeds, and whole grains, or because medications like diuretics reduce magnesium absorption. Similarly, B vitamins, especially B12, are often low in seniors, either from poor intake or reduced absorption. A lack of B12 is notorious for causing numbness or tingling in the feet and legs, as well as weakness and balance problems. Once Lucille understood the connection, she made intentional changes. She added almonds and pumpkin seeds to her oatmeal, included more leafy greens with lunch, and began eating whole grains like quinoa and brown rice more regularly. At her doctor's recommendation, she also took a B12 supplement and had her levels monitored. Within a few weeks, she felt sharper and more balanced. Her hesitation began to fade, and her natural, steady rhythm returned, along with her confidence. The beauty of these nutrients is how quietly they work in the background, keeping the nervous system humming and your movements smooth. But when they're missing, the effects can be loud: tripping, stiff walking, or feeling like your legs aren't responding the way they used to. So think about your last few meals. Were they rich in color, variety, and whole foods, or were they beige and bland? Your body and brain need a symphony of nutrients to stay in tune, especially as you age. And magnesium and B vitamins are like the conductors that help every step stay in rhythm. Next, we'll look at one final but often overlooked factor that could be making your legs feel heavy and your balance uncertain. Even if you're eating well, it all comes down to hydration. Number 6, dehydration, the overlooked risk to safe walking. Henry, a 79-year-old former carpenter, had always considered himself healthy. He stayed active, ate well, and tried to keep moving. But lately he'd been feeling sluggish in his legs, especially in the afternoons. Sometimes when he stood up too fast, he'd feel lightheaded. On a few occasions, his legs even felt like they couldn't keep up with his thoughts. When he mentioned it to his doctor, the response surprised him. "How much water are you drinking?" Henry blinked. "Water? Not much. I don't like running to the bathroom all day." That simple habit, avoiding fluids, was silently putting him at risk. Dehydration is one of the most underrated causes of weakness, fatigue, and balance issues in older adults. As we age, our sense of thirst decreases, and we may not feel the need to drink even when our body is desperate for fluids. Add to that the fear of frequent urination or nighttime bathroom trips, and many seniors begin unintentionally limiting their water intake. But when your body is dehydrated, your blood pressure can drop, your muscles don't function as well, and your brain doesn't receive the full support it needs to coordinate movement. All of this can lead to unsteady walking, slower reaction times, and a higher chance of falling, even during simple activities like standing from a chair or walking across the kitchen. What's more, dehydration thickens the blood slightly, which can impair circulation, especially to your extremities. Legs that already struggle with poor circulation or swelling may feel heavier, tighter, or harder to control. This can make even short walks feel exhausting. Dehydration also affects your joints. Without enough fluid in the system, joint lubrication suffers, leading to stiffness and discomfort that discourages movement even more. For Henry, the solution began with awareness. He started sipping water throughout the day instead of drinking large amounts at once. He switched to herbal teas, infused his water with lemon or cucumber for flavor, and kept a bottle nearby as a visual reminder. He also ate more hydrating foods like watermelon, cucumbers, and broth-based soups. Within 2 weeks, his energy improved, his legs felt lighter, and he no longer dreaded those afternoon walks. More importantly, he felt more alert, more balanced, and safer on his feet. Staying hydrated doesn't mean chugging water by the gallon. It means consistently giving your body the fluids it needs to keep everything, muscles, joints, nerves, and brain, working in harmony. A simple habit, like drinking a glass of water with every meal, could make the difference between walking confidently or feeling unsure with every step. So the next time your legs feel weak or your balance seems off, don't just ask what you've eaten. Ask yourself what you've had to drink. Water might be the missing piece in your strength puzzle. And now that we've covered how what you eat and drink affects how you walk, let's bring it all together in our final thoughts. As we've seen throughout this video, the way you walk is not just about age or exercise. It's deeply connected to how you nourish your body. Every step you take depends on the strength of your muscles, the health of your nerves, the density of your bones, and even your hydration. When your diet lacks key nutrients like protein, magnesium, vitamin D, and B vitamins, or when you skip meals and skimp on water, your legs begin to feel the consequences. The result? Slower steps, poor balance, and a growing fear of falling. But the beauty of this truth is that it gives you power. You're not helpless. You don't have to accept weakness or instability as your new normal. Small, thoughtful changes to your eating habits, like having protein with every meal, staying hydrated, and including more whole, colorful foods, can help you rebuild the strength, coordination, and confidence that makes walking feel easy again. These aren't drastic changes. They're simple, doable, and deeply effective. So take a moment today to look at what's on your plate and in your cup. Ask yourself, is this helping me walk stronger or holding me back? Your legs carry your life story. Give them the care they deserve. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so we can continue to bring you empowering content on healthy aging and mobility. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Until next time, keep walking strong, stay nourished, and take good care of yourself. You're worth it.